Did you know that heart disease is the leading cause of death for men and women in the United States? What's shocking is that one person dies every 36 seconds from cardiovascular diseases. In the face of such a grim reality, it becomes crucial to understand the prevalence of this silent killer. Heart disease is not a condition that develops overnight. It's a slow and steady process that often begins unnoticed. The first steps towards its formation may start as early as childhood, progressively worsening over time, and by the time it's detected, it may have already caused significant damage. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that about 655,000 Americans die from heart disease each year. That's 1 in every 4 deaths. These staggering numbers highlight the pressing need for early detection and timely intervention. Heart disease isn't partial, it doesn't discriminate. It can strike anyone regardless of age, gender, or ethnicity. It's a global issue affecting millions of lives each year. The World Health Organization estimates that by the year 2030, almost 23 million people may die annually from heart disease. That's more than the population of Australia, succumbing to this condition each year. But here's the silver lining. We're not helpless in the face of heart disease. Many forms of heart disease can be prevented or managed effectively with the right lifestyle choices. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, quitting smoking, and managing stress are just a few ways to keep heart disease at bay. Early detection plays a crucial role. The sooner heart disease is detected, the better the chances of managing it effectively and reducing its potential damage. Many times, the body sends out early warning signs, subtle signals that something is amiss. But these signs are often overlooked or misinterpreted. This makes it difficult to identify the real issue. Knowing the early warning signs of heart disease can help you before it's too late. Awareness and knowledge are our strongest weapons in this fight. Let's arm ourselves with the right information and take a step towards a healthier heart and a healthier life. Heart issues do not happen immediately, and they don't always come with warning bells like pain in the chest, breathlessness, or palpitations. That's our main focus in this section. We're pulling back the curtain on the silent killers, those subtle signs of heart disease that can easily be overlooked. Now, imagine this. You're out for a brisk walk on a cool, crisp morning. You notice a slight discomfort in your shoulder, maybe a little tightness in your jaw. You brush it off as just a little stiffness from the cold weather. Or maybe you slept wrong last night. But these seemingly insignificant signs could be your body's way of sounding an alarm. Heart disease is a stealthy predator. It doesn't always announce its presence with grand gestures. More often than not, it creeps up quietly, revealing itself in small, subtle changes. It might be a persistent cough that you can't seem to shake, or a sudden bout of indigestion that leaves you feeling uneasy. It could be unexplained fatigue that makes your daily routines feel like monumental tasks, or an irregular heartbeat that comes and goes without warning. We tend to dismiss these signs, attributing them to common ailments or the stress of our daily lives. After all, who hasn't felt a little tired or experienced an occasional bout of heartburn? But when these symptoms persist or increase in intensity, they could be your body's way of telling you that something is amiss. It's important to remember that heart disease is not a respecter of age or fitness level. It can affect anyone, from the most athletic amongst us to those who consider a leisurely stroll their exercise of choice. And while certain lifestyle choices and health conditions can increase the risk, nobody is immune. So as we delve deeper into the world of heart health, remember, it's not always the dramatic signs that herald the onset of heart disease. Sometimes it's the quiet, subtle changes that whisper of danger. Pay attention to your body, listen to its signals, and never hesitate to seek medical advice if something doesn't feel right. In fact, some symptoms start way before a heart attack or stroke occurs. So, stay vigilant and remember, knowledge is the first line of defense against the silent killers of heart disease. Let's dive into some of the early warning signs of heart disease. First up, we have fatigue. Now, we're not talking about the normal tiredness you feel after a long day or a poor night's sleep. This is a persistent, unexplained fatigue that may leave you feeling drained for days or even weeks. It's the kind of weariness that doesn't improve with rest and might even interfere with your daily activities. Next, we have shortness of breath. This isn't just being winded after a strenuous workout. It's a feeling of not being able to catch your breath, even when you're at rest or doing light activities. You might find yourself gasping for air or feeling like you can't breathe deeply enough. This can be a sign that your heart isn't pumping blood as efficiently as it should be. The third sign is an irregular heartbeat. We're all familiar with the steady rhythm of our heart beating in our chest. But if you notice that your heart is skipping beats, beating too fast, or fluttering, it could be a sign of a heart condition. These palpitations can also come with feelings of dizziness or lightheadedness. Swollen feet or ankles are the fourth warning sign. This happens when your heart isn't pumping blood effectively, causing fluid to build up in your body. You might notice that your shoes are feeling tight, or that your socks are leaving deep impressions on your skin. This swelling, known as edema, is often more noticeable in the lower parts of the body due to gravity. The fifth sign is a persistent cough or wheezing. This might seem like a symptom of a cold or allergies, but it can also be a sign of heart disease. When the heart isn't pumping properly, fluid can build up in the lungs, leading to a chronic cough or wheezing. This cough might be worse at night or when you're lying down, and it could produce pink or white mucus. Recognizing these signs early on can be a lifesaver. By paying attention to these symptoms and seeking medical help when necessary, you can take proactive steps to protect your heart health. We continue with more early warning signs of heart disease. Let's dive right into it. First up is lightheadedness. Ever felt dizzy or faint, seemingly out of nowhere? While it's easy to dismiss it as a sign of fatigue or dehydration, it could be a sign of heart disease. If your heart is unable to pump enough blood to meet the needs of your body, you might experience lightheadedness or faintness. Next, we have nausea or a lack of appetite. It's not unusual to feel sick to your stomach or lose your appetite when you're under the weather. However, these feelings can also be linked to heart problems. Heart disease can cause digestive problems as your body diverts blood away from the digestive system and towards the heart. Moving on, we come to pain in the neck or jaw. This one might seem surprising, but did you know that heart problems can cause discomfort in areas that aren't even close to your heart? Pain in the neck, jaw, throat, upper abdomen, or back can be signs of a heart condition. This is because the heart and these areas share a common set of nerve pathways. When your heart is in distress, it can send pain signals along these pathways, causing discomfort in these areas. Fourth on our list is heavy sweating. If you find yourself sweating profusely even when you're not exerting yourself or when it's not hot, it could be a warning sign. Excessive sweating, especially at night, can be a symptom of heart disease. And finally, we have chest discomfort. This is perhaps the most well-known sign of heart trouble. Chest discomfort or pain, often described as a feeling of pressure, squeezing, fullness, or pain in the center of your chest, can indicate a serious heart condition. These signs might seem common, but they could be signaling something much more serious. Remember, early detection could be the key to preventing serious heart problems. Stay tuned for more early warning signs of heart disease in our next segment. We conclude our list with the final early warning signs of heart disease. The first sign we will discuss is discomfort in the arms or shoulders. This discomfort may manifest as a heavy sensation, pain, or aching. It's not always the left arm either. It can happen in either or both arms, the neck, jaw, stomach, or back. Next, we have indigestion. Yes, simple indigestion can be a sign of heart disease. Persistent discomfort, particularly if you haven't eaten, or discomfort that doesn't seem to be related to food, can be a warning sign. The third sign is skin changes. Research has linked certain skin changes to heart disease. For instance, yellow patches on the skin, particularly around the eyes or on the elbows, knees, and ankles, could indicate higher levels of certain fats in the blood, an early warning sign of heart disease. Memory problems and confusion can also be indicative of heart disease. Studies show that impaired memory and thinking skills can be related to poor heart health. If you're experiencing memory problems, it's important to get checked out. Lastly, we have snoring or sleep apnea. While snoring is common and often harmless, loud and persistent snoring could be a sign of sleep apnea, a disorder linked to heart disease. If you snore loudly enough to wake yourself or your partner, it's worth discussing with a healthcare provider. We've now covered 15 early warning signs of heart disease, but remember, these signs can vary from person to person. You know your body best, so if something doesn't feel right, don't hesitate to seek medical advice. Remember, early detection is key. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Stay tuned for more health-related videos on Vitality Vision, your guide to optimal health.